Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kanika and this video is in collaboration with Joyful Creations. So if you want to see mixed media ATCs, so do hop on to her channel. The link is in description box, and in this video I shall be sharing the tutorial of these 3 Distress Oxide ATC cards. So let's get started. So for the base of my ATCs, I am using Tress My Craft Floral Oriental Collection Premium White cardstock. I am using this because it is 285 GSM cardstock and it is quite sturdy like how I want. For the next step, I am trimming off my cardstock to the size 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches using my trimmer. The link to all the products which I am using today is in description box, so if you want to purchase these you can check out the description box. Also, today is the last video of our collaboration with Joyful Creations, so if you have still not participated in the giveaway, then here's the last chance to participate in the giveaway. Make sure that you are participating as you might win the free goodies from us. So for the first ATC, I am using Distress Oxide in the color Fossilized Amber and Wilted Violet. So to start off, I am starting with the lighter tone of my Distress Oxide, and you might notice here that instead of using my fingers directly for holding the cardstock, I am using tissue. This is because my fingers might get color and then I might get the finger stains onto the other color. So it is advisable while using Distress Oxides, don't directly use your fingers and don't directly put your fingers onto the cardstock, because Distress Oxides takes a little bit more time to get settled, so you might get fingerprints onto your cardstock. So here's a quick tip for you. I am making sure that I blend both the colors very well. So here I am just re-adding multiple layers to make sure that the color blending is perfect. Also, if you're enjoying this video, then do hit the like button, and also if you're new, then do subscribe to our channel, and if you like the video, then do share your reviews by commenting on my video. So I'm done coloring. So now what I'm going to do is I am first of all cleaning my base, as I want my base, like the silicone mat, to be cleaned very well. And then I will just mist the water onto my background to make a very nice effect. If you want, you can let this settle as it is. If you want to dab off the excess water, like here what I am doing, you can do that as well, as it gives a very nice watercolor background effect. Next, I am using my Versamark ink, and I am using the gold embossing powder from Rangers, and I am just randomly stamping the background with this star stamp from my stash. Also, if you have any craft related queries, then feel free to comment your queries, and I make sure that I answer your queries in the Sawaal Saturday videos. Now I am done stamping, so now for the next thing, I am just going to sprinkle the embossing powder. Also, you can use any color embossing powder as per your wish. I wanted it a little golden effect, so I am using the golden embossing powder. Now for the next step, I am just heat setting my embossing powder using my heat tool. The base for the first ATC is ready, so now let's move on to the second ATC. So for the second ATC card, I will be using the Distress Oxide in the color Picked Raspberry, and the second color which I will be using is the Wilted Violet. Working with Distress Oxides, you just need to make sure that you're blending in colors very well, as the more the natural blending it is, the more beautiful the effect is coming out to be. So I'm using the shades of pink and violet in this, and I'm making sure that I'm blending in them very well. So likewise how I blended the ATC for the first card, in the same way I am blending both the colors for the second ATC as well. It's just the color difference, and right now you can see that I am just misting water and I am just dabbing off the extra with my tissue. You can see how beautiful the shade is coming out to be. Somewhere it's light, somewhere it's dark. So right now I am just heat setting it. If you want, you can let it dry naturally as well. I wanted the shades to be little more darker, so I am applying the second layer of my Distress Oxide shades. Then remisting the water and just picking up the excess water again. Now I am fully satisfied with the shades which have come out to be. So again I am just stamping using my Versamark ink, and this time I am using the feather stamp. Now as I am done stamping, I am again sprinkling my embossing powder, the golden one, and you can see how beautiful the effect, the background effect has come out to be. And now I am just going to heat set my embossing powder using my heat tool. Tada, the base of the second ATC is ready. So now let's move on to the third ATC, but before I'm just cleaning up the base so that my third ATC doesn't pick up the color of the second ATC. So for the third ATC I'm using Distress Oxide in the shades Fossilized Amber and Picked Raspberry. That you're blending the colors very nicely, and here you can see while blending the yellow and the pink, the third shade at the center which I got was the orange touch. So while merging the colors, you can see how beautiful the effect has come out. Now again I'm just misting the water to give a very nice watercolor background effect. So using this technique, you can use your Distress Oxides and create beautiful watercolor effects for the background. Now it's not fully dry, but still I am adding my inks. I just wanted to see the difference. So what I noticed was, while I was working on the semi-dry background, the effect came out to be the same way, like the watercolor one. So now I am satisfied with the background, so I am just going to heat set it, and then I am just going to apply my Versamark and emboss it, and then we'll move on to the decor part. So this time for the embossing I'm using this stamp which says Dream, but what I'm doing is I'm applying a little more pressure, as I wanted just the background to give the sentiment, but I didn't want it the exactly how we stamp. I wanted a little bold look. So I may be not clear with what I'm saying now, but after I'm done embossing, you might see the clear difference what I was saying. Now I'm just going to heat set it, and as you can see now that the dream word is not clearly visible. So this is how I wanted. So I wanted to give a very nice uneven boundary, so I'm using a black micro tip pen. You can also use stamps which are easily available, but I wanted to give my own effect, so I'm using this. So it gives a very nice texture to your ATC card. So if you like, you can do this step, otherwise you can skip this step as well. But at the end you will see that this texture gave a very nice background effect to the ATC cards. Also, you can use this technique in your journals as well. So for all the 3 ATC cards, I am giving the 3 different type of boundary effect using the same black micro tip pen. It's another way of showing your creativity onto your ATC cards. So it's like you can do the doodling as well to give a very nice background. Can make as random designs as you want. It's just that it gives a very nice boundary to your ATC cards. Even you can try this out with your normal size cards and your journals as well. So now our base is ready. So now let's move on to the stamping. So here I am using my black archival ink. This is the jet black archival ink, and I am just stamping the sentiments which I am going to place onto my card. I am just trimming off this stamp accurately as per the size I want, and similarly I'll just stamp 2 more sentiments for the other 2 ATCs as well. And using the 3-in-1 corner rounder from Dress My Craft, I just rounded off the edges, and now I'm just going to color the base using my Distress Oxide Fossilized Amber, as I want all the things to merge very well with the background. And then using my picked raspberry, I'm just distressing the edges. I wanted to give some dimensions, so here I am using my 3D foam tape. And if you want to buy any of these craft supplies, then the link to all the craft supplies is in description box, so you can check that out as well. I had this foliage die, and what I did is I just trimmed off this die into smaller pieces, and I am going to place these smaller pieces here onto the base to give a very nice layering to my project. And I used the same floral oriental paper to die cut these, and now using my tacky glue I am just adhering all these. Next I am going to use these sequences to give a very nice blingy look, and I am using my glossy accents to adhere these sequences as it dries out clear and gives glossy finish. It is preferred to use tweezers to adhere these sequences, as it is easy and handy to hold on stick, but I didn't had my tweezers handy, so I'm using my fingers. And our first ATC card is ready. For the second and third ATC card, I am just stamping using my black archival ink, and then I'll just fussy cut the sentiments. Then I colored them as well. So for this bow I used this white twine and have created this bow, and using my hot glue I am just adhering this bow, and then on top of this I am using this mulberry flower. Then similarly I have used the double-sided 3D foam tape, and I am adhering this sentiment using that. Now coming on to the third ATC, I have this coconut fiber. So using my hot glue, I am going to adhere the coconut fiber onto the base, and on top of that I will be adhering the sentiment, and I have again used the 3D foam tape to give more dimensions. Some more embellishments, I am using Dress My Craft Little Heart sequence to give a very nice texture, and I am using my glossy accents to adhere these. Now for this ATC, I am going to use clear water droplets, and using my glossy accents only I am adhering these. And tada, we are done. So here are the 3 ATC cards which I made using the distress oxides. And if you want to know how to make ATCs with the mixed media techniques, then do check out Joyful Creations video. The link of the video is in description box. So see you until next time. Happy crafting, and don't forget to participate in our giveaway. The results will be announced on 12th of April 2019 on our YouTube channel itself. See you.